Hey guys, my name's Justin and welcome to Health Girl, where we care about the design behind designer luxury. And if you do, make sure to subscribe. I got it. Alright, so for today's video, I thought it would be interesting to talk about something that very recently dropped on the Gucci website. So I don't think that any of it's available yet, but we can at least take a look at it together and let's talk it out, see how we feel. What I'm talking about is the Gucci Adidas collaboration, just a small capsule collection that they did together that debuted on the Exquisite Gucci, so like the fall-winter 22 runway. I just thought it would be fun to take a little look at what they have to offer, because we saw some of the pieces that they had shown, but now they're releasing more of the collection onto the website, so let's dig in. So I figured for the video I would just talk about everything. Everything's mixed together, so instead of like going through like specific categories, I figured let's just go through it. Alright, so this home screen is, it's not really a home screen, but like the title screen is nice. It feels very like poppy. I'm almost getting like, obviously, but like it looks very like that 80s like color block, very like, I don't know, and I guess that kind of is reflected in the collection as well. Oh, so then they also note that the collection is available June 7th, so if you're dying for one of these pieces, that's your date. Okay, so, oh god, okay. Okay, let's just click onto one. I'm so curious. So this is a mini duffel bag, so this looks like a bowling bag in shape. What is going on with the material? Oh, interesting, okay. Let's back up a second. So the whole idea apparently with this is they're showing all the items, but then you can actually join the waitlist for an item. So if you like an item, you can join that waitlist and then you get the opportunity to buy it if you're high enough on the waitlist, I guess. It's interesting. It's definitely new. Oh, I like that though. Like, you know, you're putting in 10 and then they also let you get prepared, like this is how much it is, blah blah blah. What is the material though? Okay. You guys, I don't think they put what the material of this bag is. Because the first dot is always the material, right? And it says beige and brown XX. I'm like, what is XX? Maybe the medium one will have it? Let's keep exploring before we like release judgments, okay? I mean, I'm already judging a little in the fact that they're not including the material. It's like, okay guys. Crystal canvas? That doesn't help. Okay. I'm gonna have to actually read. Let's just take a look at it, okay? I'm looking at it close up. Obviously it's a coated canvas, but maybe there's an extra coating to make it shiny or something, because it does have like a reflectivity on it. But then, I don't know, it's cute. It's, if you're into like this bag shape, it's that kind of like nerdy, like Prada-esque feeling, like bowling bag shape. And it has Adidas, but then I think the charming thing about this is the Gucci's like flip to be like, oh, I feel like it's like a similar thing that they did in Hacker Project, like where they're like, oh, we don't take ourselves too seriously. Or like recently they had like those shirts that were like Ikuj, like Gucci spelled backwards, being like, ugh. Like I think they love playing with the idea of something being like fake or not. But I mean, I don't know. It's a bowling bag. There's not much to say about it. Okay, I'm seeing some clothing things that I like. Okay. I say that and then I'm clicking on a bucket hat. I don't really wear bucket hats. I have one because I was like, oh, I should get into bucket hats because that's what all the trendy people are doing. And I'm like, I don't like, like bucket hats. This one's cute. Part of me is always like, oh, it's red, white, and blue. Oh, it's like overtly Americana. But then I'm like, well, it's a German brand plus an Italian brand. So like the red, white, and blue doesn't really have the same significance for them. I don't know. It's cute though. I like the way that they like combined the logos, how they have the interlocking GG as almost like the little piece of fruit under the Adidas trefoil, which kind of looks like leaves. I know that's not what they were going for, but it's cute. This is very 70s colorway. Also, I'm noticing that I'm not really seeing any of the things that were on the runway. I mean, maybe it's just because it's like the top of the page, so they know you're already going to be interested, so they bury that stuff. I don't know. It's okay. I'm not like super blown away like I was with like the Hacker Project. I think the house codes were like so very clearly mixed together, while like Adidas, they just do, activewear, so it's kind of like, okay, Gucci already does activewear sometimes, but... Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's fun. Oh, I want to wear this and look like a nerd. Oh, I love the blue. It's like that kind of like... So if you had a Beanie Baby, like, obsession back in the 2000s, like I know a lot of people did, there was that, like, the elephant was like light blue, but then, oh, if you got the accidental, like, release of like this royal blue color, it was so valuable for some reason. But this is this is that kind of blue. But it's a beautiful blue. And then the Gucci logo is in red with like a little bit of like red and green banding. I think is so funny. I like that it's viscose too. So it's viscose with a velvet embroidery. I'm not spending almost €1,000 on a vest, but it's cute. It's like really nerdy cute, and it makes sense with like Gucci because they're like, you know, kind of like dorky. I mean, it's also just like the Adidas logo, so whatever. Oh, okay, here we go. So one of the things that I'd seen floating on the internet were the shoes, like the Gazelle, like the Adidas Gazelle with like the Gucci take with Gucci colors or whatever. And this is interesting, actually. It's not my favorite shoe, but I don't know. Like, if you're into the shoe shape, it's interesting. Like, the transparent sole, I think anytime a shoe adds a transparent sole, it needs to be for a good reason, because otherwise it kind of looks gross. And I think this reason's fine. Like, they have the GG embossed, debossed, whatever it is, into the sole, but then they also have the monogram canvas, like, going across the shoe. I kind of like it, actually. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea, but... Okay. Hold on. So I did not see this on the runway either. This looks very dumb, and therefore I'm very into it. This is actually a wooden clog. Is this a wooden clog? Rubber sole. I'm so confused. It looks like wood, though. It's wood! Why wouldn't you say it's wood? This is great. Oh my god. This is the dumbest thing I've seen in a while! Oh my god. Okay, so it's a wooden clog where the top is studded around the connection to the clog part, which makes sense, but then there's that giant Adidas trefoil and then the Gucci horse bit right on top of it. Hold on, let me see if I can find a better picture of it. Oh, okay, there it is on the foot. That's great. So you can see that they like laser engraved the GG monogram onto the wooden part of the shoe. That's incredible. This is fantastic. This is fan-frickin-tastic, you guys. Oh my gosh. And it looks like it's continues into the footbed. That's gonna give you some splinters, right? Okay, here's the thing. If you're Dutch and you love Adidas, but also Gucci, and you don't mind having splinters on your feet, this shoe is for you. Am I gonna buy it? No. I'm not really like going crazy for any of these clothes. They just look like something you would find at a consignment shop or like a vintage store, but then someone like, oh, let's add a GG monogram onto it. What's this? I don't like it. Typically I love Gucci, but like I feel like this collaboration feels kind of more like a cash grab than some of the other ones they've done recently. Like at least North Face I felt like this really interesting direction, but this kind of just feels like they're reintroducing 70s silhouettes and like these 70s colors, but there's like nothing really like new about it, which is like kind of a shame. Oh, what is this? Hello. Okay. It looks like a crop jacket with like, not bell sleeves, but definitely a wider sleeve. But the thing is like, this doesn't even look like it's a collaboration between Adidas and Gucci. It's just like, oh my god. It's basically just a really nice white canvas jacket, it looks like. Oh, it's jacquard. But wait, you're trying to tell me that there's actually trefoil details in the jacquard. I know I say that word weird. I can't figure it out. I don't see anything. Am I blind? I'm turning up my brightness. I'm an old... Oh! Okay, hold on. I like this jacket now. This is the first thing I've seen the whole time where I'm like, okay, I like this. Because it's the GG monogram, but then they replaced some of the monograms with the Adidas trefoil. And then the buttons have like Adidas Gucci. Okay, I'm into that. And I like that it's like subtle. It's not like in your face about the collaboration, but then like you know, if someone approaches you or like you're talking to someone you actually know, then they can see like,
Oh, it is part of the collaboration.
okay, let's move on. Oh, okay, so they have a similar, it looks like it's probably the same material and they have a jumpsuit version of that. That's cute. They have a phone case, that's a, whoa! I can't tell if this is the worst thing I've seen or the dumbest thing I've seen. And dumbest would have a little bit of like that endearing feeling. I don't know about this, guys. So it's just a pump with the GG monogram. What is it? Is this that crystal canvas? Yeah, so it's just like, it seems like it's a shiny coated canvas with the GG monogram. But then on the toe of the shoe, it has the Adidas trefoil and Gucci right on it. I'm trying to find a picture of it that shows it. I want like a picture from like above. That is so hilarious. I'm sorry. I've changed my mind. It's bad. This seems like another like a little bit of like a money grab because it's like where's the combination of like the streetwear? And I guess I would even say that about the jacket that I said I liked. Like there wasn't really the combination. It was just like the branding was combined. But I think honestly that's what this whole collection is gonna be. It's just like how can we combine branding? Oh, here. This is the shirt that I want to buy so I can look like Nick from Heartstopper.
What?
I don't know, guys. It's not disappointing because I'm not very surprised at how this collaboration is feeling because you could kind of see it on the runway. It kind of had that very like, it's just not doing anything for me. Here's something that I actually think is interesting. So I just clicked on the men's, but the men's and women's are the same ones. Whatever, it's just about sizes anyways, right? The language that they're using is very much Gucci. It's a Gucci loafer. The red, green web with the aged brass horse bits on the top feels it basically looks like it is just a Gucci loafer, but then the fact that they added the 3 Adidas stripes I think is hilarious. And it's like, oh, actually, these are running shoes or something. I don't know. And they added the trefoil on the back. I think it would have been better if they like added it to like where the actual heel is, because I feel like that's where it always is on running shoes. So it's like, why not use the location of branding and the style of branding from a running shoe and then just putting it onto a loafer? Like, let that be like the way you combine it. So it like kind of creates this like strange dialogue between like casual shoes versus like something that's a bit more dressy, but in a way that's like a bit, I don't know, a bit more ugly. Like this is the first thing that I've seen that is ugly in a good way, but for me it still doesn't like do it enough for me. Okay, hold on, there's 2 things that we could explore here. What the actual heck is going on? What is this handle? It has this giant G for a handle? Oh my god! I like it. I would never buy it, because like, maybe if your name starts with a G, you can buy it. Okay, but now let's take a look at the other one. I do not know what's happening, you guys. Okay, Adidas, Gucci, umbrella seat. So this is cute, it's just like a little rainbow umbrella, right? You see that everywhere. But what is this, an umbrella seat? So you're telling me you turn this umbrella upside down, and you can sit on it. Hold on, okay, hold on, okay. This is the first thing that I've seen that is a funny design because it looks like just a regular umbrella with like the branding logo, but then the fact that this is a style of umbrella that you like use as an umbrella, but then if you're waiting you just flip it up and then you can just park your butt on it. That is fabulous. That is great. Oh my god. No, this is the one thing I want, but it's so stupid that I would never buy it. Okay, there we go. If we've learned anything today, it was all worth it just to see that weird seated umbrella thing. Okay, and then we're seeing more of that like bowling bag shape for bags, some branded clothes. There's some belts, some Gucci bags with just the trefoil. Oh, here's finally the first thing from the runway that we've seen. I don't know, maybe I'm also like blind and haven't seen it while I've been scrolling, but there's that pink gazelle sneaker. I guess it is interesting because it like is velvet, and I don't imagine Adidas would have ever done a velvet sneaker, so that is actually quite interesting. I do like that. And then I'm seeing like some of the windbreakers that say Gucci backwards with the Adidas logo. that's in like some of the promotional imagery, but I don't know. I feel like I'm actually a pretty decent fan of Adidas, and I'm not even like drawn to any of these things. Is that bad? Oh, and that's the end. Okay, so what did we learn today? We learned that sometimes brands that do really amazing collaborations can flop. Oh my god, Gucci's in its flop era. I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't know, girls like it is. I haven't really been super into anything on there. And I'm sure like there's a lot more interesting stuff that's going just direct to store and not even hitting the website, but for me it's like if you want people to get excited about a collection, even if it is just a capsule collection, put everything out there, right? Very clearly the whole idea of like, oh, Adidas, especially back in like the 70s, 80s, when like the idea of the full Adidas tracksuit for like people who do breakdancing or whatever, like that kind of like vision, like that's very plentiful there. There's plenty of activewear, sportswear, stuff like that that has that co-branding of Gucci and Adidas. But for me, like, I'm just, I don't know, I was hoping for a little bit more like whimsy, maybe not so like on the nose when it comes to like the kinds of shapes and inspiration that they took from whatever time period. Like, I kind of wish they had done some more things that were maybe more exaggerated. And I don't know if that's unrealistic of me to expect, because, you know, there is an expectation of commerciality even when they're doing these interesting collaborations. But for me, like, if you're not bringing something new or challenging the norm or challenging just like luxury fashion, like, what are you really doing? Like, what's the point? I know that sounds harsh, but it is true. Like, I think people have gotten so used to collaborations by now that like if you're not doing something interesting with it, it at this point is just a cash grab. Gucci Balenciaga, when that rolled out, it was like the first time that like I think two houses of that scale had met, and they did really interesting things, I think at least, when it came to like mixing the house codes. And then Fendi Versace, like for Fendace, it was again like you could see the concept of Donatella and Kim Jones like actually like swapping positions. Basically they like switched jobs for a season, and I think that's fabulous. That is so fantastic. Like, there's actual concepts behind it, but then this one is just like, we're just gonna co-brand. For me, it kind of like feeds into that like, ooh, overconsumption, we're just making things to make things. But I don't know, maybe there's some larger story that I haven't seen. Maybe I need to check up on more of the promotional material or something like that to get a better understanding. But for me personally, this was a miss. I know there's definitely some pieces that were missing from the website that the Runway actually had, like some of the Diana bags, like the giant ones, and more of those like triangular duffel shapes. But then if that's the only difference between what's on the website versus what's on the Runway, I would also say the Runway didn't have as much exciting, and like they had some gowns and things like that that were interesting, but then, you know, if that's it, then okay, then we've seen that as well. But let me know, do you agree? Do you also agree this is a flop? Or do you think that there's some key pieces there that you find interesting that you maybe want to invest in? But yeah, that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. It lets me know that you like this kind of content and that you too care about the design behind designer luxury. Until next time, I don't know what I'm doing.